Hey guys, it's Ben here from Fast, and this is your Fast Way to Food Part 2, and this is where I'll be going through all the foods I want you to put into your nutrition plan to speed up your fat loss, to make you feel better, to speed up your recovery, to help you sleep, and to generally just get incredible results from the program. So what are these foods? Well, first of all, I just want you to think about this before we start onto the actual food itself. You've already accepted that you're on some sort of diet or some sort of food plan, but what I want you to concentrate is on not concentrate on the things that you're not allowed, but I want you to concentrate on how you can fill your nutrition plan with the foods that I'm going to mention now. If you just see yourself on a diet, you're restricting things, you're not allowed certain things, you've got to avoid certain foods, you'll end up just feeling so deprived of all the things you want, you'll fall off the wagon. So what I want you to do is make notes on the following foods and the following food groups which you're allowed, and then plan your meals the best way you can around these foods. So I want you to eat more of the 5 following food groups, which are vegetables and fruits, and certain fruits I must mention, herbs and spices, clean water, good clean protein sources, and good clean fats. And I'll just go through the next few minutes a little bit more depth about each one. I'm not going to go into much depth, just enough for you to start the program. So you knew I'd be telling you this: eat more green veg. Well, the thing about green veg, it's the daddy for fat loss. So you've got these greens such as watercress and spinach and kale. And these have things like indole-3 carbinol in it, which remove fat cells from the legs and helps you get rid of that stubborn fat, especially from the legs and the hips. Regards to fruit, well, to be honest, fruit isn't the best thing for fat loss. It's okay to have maybe 1 or 2 pieces of fruit after your training session when your body's craving sugar. But at the end of the day, fruit is still fructose. Okay, fructose is a sugar, and we're trying to avoid high sugar foods while you're trying to remove fat from the lower abs, the hips, the legs. So what we want you to do is focus on green veg, especially kale, spinach, cabbage, broccoli, peppers as well, tomatoes, cucumbers. And what these do is you not just have to eat these in good quantities, but eat them in a different way. You can have them in soups, you can have them raw, you can have them slightly steamed, and getting a good rotation of these vegetables will really help with your results. Good quality protein, okay? By putting protein in every meal, you will find that this will speed up your fat loss, because protein in itself is a metabolism booster. It'll help you get rid of hunger cravings, it'll help with muscle gain, with fat loss, okay? But the only thing I would be careful with protein is that you get good quality sources. It's so easy today to go to the supermarket and buy a huge steak that's been, factory farmed. It's not as good quality. It may be big. It might be pumped with water, and preservatives. So many resources I've read through have just said that a good quality organic or well-farmed piece of meat, half the size is equivalent to the same nutritional value as a poorly farmed one, twice the size. So buy small, organic, good quality, and you're getting just as much bang for your buck. And obviously the actual digestive stress it will cause when it's smaller is far less, so you'll feel far more energetic. We've all had that thing, we've had a cottage pie, we've eaten too much and we get really tired. Protein is really quite hard to digest for the body, so if you can get small amounts that give you lots of nutrition, you're onto a winner. Also, I want you to rotate your proteins. You've got an egg here in the middle. Use duck egg, use hen eggs, use different varieties of eggs especially. Don't have them every day. Have red meat, have white meat, eat pork, eat chicken, ideally organic all the time. I've been recently going to a butcher, it's been very, very beneficial. The meat tastes so much better. You don't have to avoid stuff like bacon, you don't have to avoid sausages, but you do have to try and make them gluten-free or good quality. And a fish from a decent fishmonger is, it tastes so much better as well. Right, also, just to reiterate, good quality protein at each meal, okay? So you try and have a small amount of protein with breakfast, with lunch, and with your evening meal. Try and vary those proteins again. Good fats, okay? Fats are the sort of the body of nutrition nowadays, and because of the word fat, Everyone associates the word fat with putting on fat, and it's quite the reverse. Since I've actually put more fat in my diet, I've been leaner than I've ever been before, and I'm training less as well. It scares people, fat, because there's been so many bad, it's had such a bad rap recently. However, we have bad fats, trans fats and the hydrogenated fats, but you also have your good fats. And these are things like, well, you've got your monounsaturated fat, like your avocados and your green olives. Okay, you've got your long chain saturated fats as well, which are found in your meats, in your egg yolks, in butter. Okay, so if you can get a varied amounts of those, you can have medium chain triglycerides, which MCTs are quite a big word there. Coconut oil, they gave coconut oil to pigs thinking it was going to fatten them up in the 1950s, and they were giving it, these pigs this coconut oil thinking, saturated fat, it's going to make them really fat. Quite the opposite, it made them very lean and very healthy. Coconut oil before your training sessions is an ideal food source, and it keeps you going, and it's a slow burning energy source. Getting a good source of coconut oil is always a must on any fat loss program. And your omega-6 fats, in your meats, like your chicken, and you get them in your nuts as well. Your nut butters, like your almond butter, it's really tasty. Almond butter is an amazing snack as well, and it's really, really good. It has, a very, very small insulin spike, and it actually satisfies you for far longer than something sugary. And your omega-3s, we're going to be talking about fish oil in your supplements, but getting a good quality organic fish or what's called line-caught fish is fantastic. Apart from that, getting your fats in good dosages, especially before bed. We go to bed with a nice high saturated fat content in the blood, and what this means, you're going to get great hormone production. Saturated fats are responsible for getting those, producing those hormones. Without cholesterol, we can't produce an ounce of testosterone, growth hormone. So they're really quite essential nutrient before bed. Herbs and spices, okay. Adding herbs and spices to the food we advocate not only makes the food taste better, but they've got a lot of great properties as well. Cinnamon, for example, it's a polyphenol, and it actually acts like your insulin, which I've already mentioned is a sugar storage hormone. And by adding cinnamon into your snacks, into your porridge in the morning, or into your into your pancakes, it actually lowers your insulin response and helps you burn fat. Oregano is very antioxidative. It's far more antioxidant than even broccoli. It's very, very, very potent flavour in your food as well. Turmeric being proven to be very efficient with brain and heart health. You've got thyme again as an antioxidant. What I'm going to mention now, ginger. Ginger is a fantastic digestive stimulant. It actually helps nourish the gut, and it's great for your immune system as well. I personally have 2 ginger tea bags every morning, and a shed load of lemon juice on that, and about a litre of hot water. It's a great one. And dried red peppers as well. Pepper and chili are great metabolism stimulators as well. And finally, to add more of this in, good quality water. So many of us now are dehydrated a lot of the time, and we do not burn fat when we're dehydrated. When we're dehydrated, we get an elevated cortisol level. Cortisol is a stress hormone. When we're stressed, we go into a fight or flight response, and we don't like burning fat as much because we want to look after it. We want to get our body to be in a sort of fat storage state. So finding yourself not only just water to drink, but a good strategy. So many people, it's so easy. Everyone needs to know they need to drink more water, but so many people fail on that they haven't got a good strategy to do so. So getting a Brita filter, getting a filtrated bottle, getting loads of lemons and limes to squeeze into your water so it tastes better. Having a pint of water before you go to bed with some sea salt in it. 3 granules of sea salt or just a pinch of ground sea salt in the water adds to that mineral content. It's fantastic for just hydrating you when you sleep. And don't worry, if you're well hydrated and you're rested properly before you go to bed, you won't need to get up in the middle of the night to go to the loo if you do that as well. I find personally, by putting loads of bottles of water next to my back door, putting them in my van, I'll always have water on hand to drink, and I will drink it when I do that. So in summary, guys, just go through these foods, okay? So going through these foods, okay? So vegetables, organic, where necessary. Consult the organic cheat sheet for the ones that have to be organic. Getting a good quality water inside you and getting a good strategy for that. Adding some of those fat boosting herbs and spices into your food. Some good quality fats and some good quality proteins. Add those in and speed up your fat loss. Nice one, guys.